Brawl news. Boy, oh boy, strap up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of stuff to get straight away into here in this video today. My mind is racing. It's going to be nuts. I cannot freaking wait. Of course, if you guys enjoy these episodes of Brawl News or just any of my other content here on this channel, it would go a very long way if you would consider subscribing. I'm going to continue to do my best here to keep you guys in the loop of what the community is talking about in terms of Starr Park, WKBRL, update news. Thank you guys for the continued support. Much love. Starting today's video over here on the official Brawl Stars Twitter page, taking a look at a tweet that came out 4 hours ago with some beautiful artwork. We have brawlers don't just grow on trees, but what if they did? What kind of plant would be your favorite brawler? Hey guys, at this point I feel like it's just my job to look way too far into things trying to make connections for all of you. But of course the main purpose of this photo is to realize different brawlers if they were plants, as if brawlers already were turned into plants in this specific environment. So we have a Shelly plant. I think this might be loose. Some of them are a little bit more challenging to decipher, like this one. I have no idea what that one would be. If you guys have any ideas on the ones that I might be getting wrong or ones that I have no idea about, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. But up here we definitely have Lola. I believe this middle one is Nita. This one could be Barley with the X there, but we really don't have a whole lot to go off of from that one. And some of these plants in the background that are kind of behind the main ones, I'm not sure if they have anything super significant with them. This one is a little bit curious, but I'm not sure. And then of course the main one, the most important one, and the biggest one should be going to my favorite brawler. We have Mortis. It looks like he had a little bit too much alien DNA, if you ask me. We got Spike there, always popping up in these photos, and I think this one is Squeak. Now the only thing that I've been seeing people discuss here inside of the community that is a little bit odd and might be giving us some sort of Easter egg here is this little pendant on B's uniform. So of course it looks like a bee, which would make the most sense seeing that it's on B's uniform here, but it kind of also looks like an 8, which a lot of people have been discussing as well. Now before we get into any color correction on Photoshop with that bee pendant, I just want to point out that on her actual in-game model bee here, she doesn't have that pendant, which also is a very curious detail. So next, loading this bad boy into Photoshop, let's see if we can have a closer look at this bee pendant. Alright, I know it's a little bit ominous here, but I think we can actually see it pretty nicely here like this. Yeah, I think with the color correction, what it did was it made some lines that were a little bit harder to see, a little bit more distinguished here, right? If we take a look at the original photo, it's a little bit hard to see. Like this is a tiny bit more faded than the rest of it, so it does look like a bee, but when you add the color correction, it makes it a little bit more pronounced. So whether it's a B, whether it's an 8, it's up to you guys. There's truly only two possibilities. If it's a B, it's probably just a pendant representing B. If it's an 8, it very well could be an upcoming date right around the corner, April 8th. Now I think we are a little bit too far out from update sneak peeks for April 8th to be something significant like Brawl Talk or anything like that, but we do have things like lore in Starr Park, so maybe, just maybe, April 8th might be representing a significant date for WKBRL Easter eggs. Maybe something significant will happen on that day. And before we move along, I just wanted to let you all know where my gut feeling is about this B8 thing. I would say I'm like 80% certain that it's a B and 20% certain that it could be an 8. One thing that I tried to do when I look super far into things is not make something out of nothing, right? It's definitely a stretch that it would be an 8. It just makes the most sense that it would be a B, seeing that it's on the character B here in the game. I just like to look as deep as I possibly can on these things, and you guys can take it however you like. It's better just to have in the back of your mind that maybe something can come out. Just know my gut feeling is on the end of it being the letter B. Moving along to our next bit of really exciting news, since we're in the realm of these awesome pictures being posted on the Brawl Stars social medias, did you guys notice a really important story being told with these photos? I didn't. Luna Girl 0709 over here on Reddit discovered this, and it's so dang interesting. All the credit goes to Luna Girl for discovering this, but I'm going to explain it in my own words. Seeing that reading is just boring. So the very first skin that was released here in the Season 11 update was, of course, Dr. Edgar, which starts the storyline here in this photo. As you guys can see in the very background, we have Sprout with a dripping bit of alien DNA, or the chemical that turns these guys into these weird things. In the background, they're about to be infected, just watering the plants. Moving along to the next skin release, we have the corrupted Sprout skin here. So he was indeed infected in that last photo. And the next skin that would be released is the Rosa skin, which we have the Mantis there about to infect Rosa. We move along to the next photo. 4 days ago, the Rosa skin came out just recently here, showcasing her turning into the skin itself. But then in the background, we have Mr. P and a little fly there, a purple fly coming down to get him. And of course, what do you know, the next skin to be released is the Mr. Fly Mr. P skin. Such a cool little detail showcasing how they were infected. The very first one being the corrupted Sprout skin just getting infected by the alien DNA, Rosa getting infected by the praying mantis, which she would eventually turn into, and then Mr. P getting infected by the fly, which he would also be turning into with his skin. So cool, dude. But yeah, I thought I'd throw out that curious detail. If we didn't already know the skin release dates, I'd feel like this would make it much more cool. But once again, just another bit of kind of fun lore involved here with this Season 11, which I've already said previous times that I feel like this update is more invested with lore, to say the least, right? Whether that's Starr Park or just having a better storyline within the actual update itself, it's safe to say that that's the case. Staying on that same note, that Season 11 might have a little bit more importance with lore or Starr Park or WKBRL. As you guys know, in the most recent episode of Brawl News, we pointed out that Eve very well could have been sneak peeked a very, very long time ago with the help of the starpark.biz website here. The small spaceship. The description: small Starr Park spaceship flying saucer, too small to use, doesn't do anything, don't think it works very well. So seeing that it's too small to use, it would be conveniently the perfect size for the brawler that came out here in the Season 11 update, Eve. Now, seeing that this fun little Easter egg is even on the starpark.biz website makes it incredibly curious to me that Season 11 might have something else to do with it in the terms of lore. But you all might be surprised that there very well could have been even more Easter eggs for this Season 11 update that were given to us a very, very long time ago predicting this update. If so, I think it goes to show that Season 11 might have a little bit more to do with it that we can look forward to. Taking a look at a tweet here by Francie Artist, a very predominant figure here inside the Brawl Stars community. As you can see, a tweet saying, "Is that the Biodome building in the background?" Now, this snapshot was taken from an animation a very long time ago. The animation came out well over a year ago, one post after the actual Starr Park Brawl talk that we had the Invest in Your Future in. But as you can see from Francie's tweet here in the background, we have that dome-like structure in the Super City environment, which I've seen a lot of people debunking this photo that it could be just a different building. The shapes on it are a little bit different. You could chalk that up to the animation style. It's just not the one-for-one depiction of the Biodome, which would make sense, but seeing that it's also in Super City, it makes it a little bit odd as well. The Super City environment was its own entity, and as you all know, this Season 11 update takes place in the Starr Park Gardens, a much different theme than Super City. And as you guys can see here, we get another look at this dome structure, the Brawl Stars Championship, or for the World Finals. So this would suggest that background was this here, just a stadium where the tournament took place inside of the Super City environment. Now, Francie's theory was debunked to some degree, but I think because of this, it led people to investigate for other bits of information about the Biodome. Was it sneak peeked in any other facets or bits in the community? Well, much like the starpark.biz website, taking a look at another resource that is full of Starr Park lore, basically the originator of Starr Park lore, and that is the Invest in Your Future video. If we take a look at this frame in that video, we can see a dome with a jungle environment in the background, suggesting that the Biodome theme was sneak peeked to us all the way back in the Invest in Your Future video, even before the animation that Francie found that dome structure. Of course, there has been some speculation and pushback on this theory that this might not be the Season 11 theme here. Some people saying that it doesn't have the actual shapes on the dome, or the actual environment is a little bit different, as we see here in the animation that came out during Season 11. But in the Invest in Your Future video, all the different themes that take place in the actual theme park aren't really one for one. They're very loose depictions or examples of the actual themes that we have here inside of the game. So I really truly believe that this is the Biodome theme here in the Invest in Your Future video, and it makes it even more cool that it was sneak peeked this long ago. Now, before we move along here, I think all of these findings are much more important than what we're letting on here. As we've said in recent episodes of Brawl News, I think this Season 11 has something much more important behind it in terms of lore, or Starr Park, or WKBRL, and I think the most recent findings, such as the spaceship over on the starpark.biz website, and now this, the actual Season 11 theme inside of the Invest in Your Future video, really goes to show and backs that theory up. Whether or not we'll get any Starr Park or WKBRL developments maybe on April 19th, the anniversary of the WKBRL live stream, is still up in the air, but I'm just putting out there, with everything that's happened and discovered so far with this Season 11, it makes the absolute most sense for something to happen right now, or it's the best chance that something could happen in a very long time for lore development. And you guys thought we were done with Starr Park and WKBRL discussion. There's one more thing that I want to bring to your guys' attention that I found really interesting. As we all should know by now, in the Tara Bazaar environments, the very first season of the Brawl Passes environments, there was a Morse code machine found within it that signaled WKBRL. We should know this by now. I've gone over it in a lot of different Brawl News episodes. But basically, that was one of the sole reasons why people focused their attention on WKBRL, and then leading us to find the live stream itself. But if you guys didn't know, the current Tara Bazaar environment does not have the WKBRL live stream on it. The flashing lights aren't there anymore, and the machine itself, which was on that little spike blanket there on the top left, is nowhere to be seen, representing that the WKBRL live stream is gone, right? It was shut down. So if you guys needed any more reason that we already have that WKBRL is affiliated with Brawl Stars, here's just another bit of evidence to support that. The fact that the live stream is gone here and the WKBRL live stream is gone in game just pieces together that these are connected. So it might be in our best interest to keep an eye on that environment, maybe after a maintenance change, if the live stream thing comes back, maybe before the live stream comes back or might come back. That might give us a signal to a little Easter egg, things to keep your eyes on. And the final thing that I wanted to bring up here in this video today has something to do with the chromatic brawlers and the rarity itself. Now, I don't have the actual supporting evidence for this, but just take my word for it that it actually happened. We had Frank the Game Lead mention on his Twitter a very long time ago, which is another reason why I haven't been able to find the tweet, because he tweets a little bit, right? But he mentioned something along the lines that we are only going to be getting around 5 more chromatic brawlers, thus alluding to eventually, sometime down the line, we won't be getting chromatic brawlers on the Brawl Pass, which was definitely a worry that a lot of us had some time ago, seeing that the chromatic rarity is kind of getting a bit out of hand as of right now. It's the most brawler dense rarity that we have here in the game, sitting at 11 chromatic brawlers as of right now. So I believe there will come a time where the Brawl Pass will not offer a chromatic brawler along it, and maybe a different rarity brawler, or maybe Brawl Pass seasons that don't have a brawler at all. I just don't find it feasible to have a midway update now that they shortened the duration in between seasons here in Brawl Stars. It would be crazy, a lot of updates in not that much time, giving the Brawl Stars dev team not much time to work with to prepare their next updates, right? But the point that I wanted to get to here, taking a look at the families that don't have brawlers within them, we have the Lola and Fang family missing a brawler. We have the Ash and Grom family missing a brawler. We have the Space Trio now filled, but we are missing 2 brawlers in the Dino family, missing 2 brawlers in the Golden Arm family, and missing 2 brawlers in the Stew family. So there is a total of 8 brawlers now that still need to be released in order to fill up these families. So if we truly are only going to be getting 5 chromatic brawlers, that would suggest that we might be getting midway updates for different rarity brawlers. We might be getting updates for seasonal updates with 2 brawlers in them here in the future, or we might be getting different rarity brawlers in the Brawl Pass seasons here in the very near future. If not, then 8 new chromatic brawlers would really dilute the chromatic rarity. So however this is going to play out, we're just going to have to wait and see, but it is a curious thing to keep in the back of your mind. We might be seeing some significant changes to the Brawl Pass here in the future. Also, before we end this video, what family do you want a new brawler in the most? This one, this one, this one, this one, or this one? Honestly, I think I want one in the Stu family or the Buzz family the most. Imagine another dinosaur brawler, that'd be so sick. But yeah, everyone, that's just about it for this episode of Brawl News. A ton of things that we went over, that's for dang sure. At the point that I'm recording this video, I think this is going to be a little bit of a longer one here. Telling you right now, I've been recording for 54 minutes, so however long this video turns out to be, just know that that's how long the footage was. Yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Brawl News. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we will see you all in the next video. Adios and take care.